So I went to Alliance. So I told my dad I want to do French. I was like, yeah, you know that gap year, you're just trying things. So I did French. So I went to do French. So I go to Alliance, do my entry exam for level 4, I pass, and we start classes. So as I'm at Alliance those times was was popping. Like there was plays happening at the theater down there. The musicians all the time hanging out. It was just it was everything, to be honest, at that time. So you can go for class, your class is 1 hour 30 minutes, but you end up being at Alliance the whole day.
Yep.
The whole day. So at this time, I've not picked up the guitar yet. I've not started playing. So one of my friends from the guy who I was with in the band, who already was playing guitar, also came to Alliance, but I think it was level 3, if I'm not wrong. Or we were in the same class, I can't remember. Then he mentions, oh, by the way, I know your love for guitar or for just music in general, and there's these free classes that All Saints are offering, All Saints Cathedral. Do you want to apply? I was like, oh, okay, sawa, tuende. All Saints ni hapa tu across the road from Alliance. Well, not across, but the other side.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, let's go, why not? He used to go to that church, he's an Anglican, he used to go to All Saints. So we go there for not even auditions really, just for that, whatever it was, for them to get people to, because the idea was to nurture instrumentalists to eventually play.
Enter the worship team.
I went to the worship team in All Saints Cathedral. So I went there, we were about, I think, 15 people. So I get in there. So the instrument that I am familiar with is the keyboard. So in my head, I know that's what I can just go for since I know some idea and I'm being taught now properly. I'm much older, I guess I can understand better whatever it is. I just thought that was the instrument that I wanted at that time. So the teacher at that time was called, bless his soul, Fidel. I don't know if you know Fidel. You remember that band called Switch? With the Fidel, who and who. But they used to switch instruments now on stage. Now Fidel was now the one who was in charge of that thing for young instrumentalists, new instrumentalists to join the church. So I get in and we're like 15 people. So there's introduction, my name is blah, 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 blah. And then Fidel is like, now please go to the instrument you'd like to learn. Just go. So there's like, it's a big room like this. There's like 3 keyboards on that corner. There's a drum set. There's 2 bass. There's 1 guitar. 1. Everybody goes to every other instrument except the guitar.
Joking.
Imagine, except the guitar. So in my head, I'm like, okay, knowing that I always like want to go for excellence, I don't want to be cramped with too many people, we are many of us. That's how I thought at that time. It's like, okay, let me pick the guitar then. And since I already kind of had an interest in it, and I feel like I know a bit of the keyboard, let me try the guitar. So that's how I started learning the guitar.
This is crazy.
Imagine. So I went.
Hey, All Saints are responsible
for 100. Fidel is, he knows very well. He knows. Yeah, so I went, picked up the guitar, and we started lessons that only lasted maybe a month. We were going every Thursday or something like that in the evening. And my friends now from Alliance used to walk me there. So they walk with, it was like a very fun time at that time. In the evening at like 5, we crossed the road. We were like 5 or 6 of us, just chapping stories. They take me to All Saints, then they chill somewhere. I finish, we go to Uhuru Park, we enjoy life, we go back home.
So who was teaching you guitar now? Fidel
himself.
So, and you're the only one who picked guitar?
Yeah. Then one more came like a week later, so we were 2 of us.
So what was that experience like?
It was so...
Like you started from basics. This is the seed. This is how you hold. This is...
Everything from basics, like all the blisters you get on your finger and everything. It was like basics. So I think we had only like 4 lessons. Then something happened. I think he had to go to the States, which is where he is right now. So he went to the States. And there was no one else who was like willing to take charge of that whole thing, because it was kind of free. We were not paying anything. Yeah. It was like from the church, and they were really giving back to people who want to learn instruments. So he left, and I'm left with like super basics, like G, C, D, and a bit of music theory that also I can patch up from what I know from primary school. So this time,
but have you felt I love this instrument?
Yeah,
Is it like this is
much.
it? This is it?
I could not even sleep sometimes. I was like, where can I get a guitar? Where? And I'll tell you the story. Some people know because I did Engage, and this I talked about how I got my first guitar. But now we can go deep in it.
Yes.
So at this time I don't have any guitar. You know, when you're learning something, you want to go back home and practice.
Yeah.
So I have nowhere to practice. Now there's a keyboardist, I don't know if you know him, he's called David Mungatana.
Yep.
Very good keyboardist, also plays in church. So he was my neighbor in Kariobangi South, like the flat opposite. And used to have his keyboard in his house and has a guitar, very old, beat up guitar that has 2 strings. Like this E and B.
That's it.
String 1 and string 2, that's it. And it's rusted, it's not even tuned or anything. I was like, it's okay, I'll make it work, bring it. So what I used to do, that's when I trained my ear. Again, I just put on the radio. This is, remember, I have all the time because it's the gap year.
Yep.
So I turn on the radio and I just start playing solos with it, like just whatever sounds right and play with it. Easy tunes, Justin Timberlake, whatever it is that comes. Because
but it has 2 strings.
2 strings. Two. It doesn't even make sense. I know it doesn't make sense, but 2 strings.
Yeah.
And then now my urge for guitar now became, because it was a pastime that I loved. So my dad now, this is just the beginning of.
So you would play. What you switch on the radio. Yeah. Just you'd switch on the radio.
Yeah.
And play with.
Yeah, so it's these 2 strings. Let me just check. Oh, sorry. So it's like this string 1 and string 2, right? So just with. So I just play things like those. So not as good as I'm playing now.
But all now that you're playing it on 2 strings.
2 strings only.
Okay.
2 strings only. So now I have this love for this guitar so much, and my dad sees it, but of course he doesn't say anything. So at this point, I need a phone because I'm leaving the house every day. So my dad is like, okay, this phone that I promised you, you need to get it now. So here is 3,000 shillings. 3,500. I was like, okay, great, thank you. So I leave the house that day. I go to town with all those many mobile shops in Tao. And at that time, because of my love for guitar and the classes I was doing, I had this habit of every day without fail going to Moi Avenue to Assonance and Credible Sounds. They were like almost opposite each other. Like Credible Sounds is here, Assonance is somewhere here. Every day, just go in, look up at the guitars. Sometimes it's not too crazy, pick up one, pretend like I'm one to buy, start playing, but they figured like this boy doesn't have money by that time. So I start playing and everything. So same routine again, before I buy the phone, I'm like, let me just go into the shop. Then I go in, I'm like, I found a guitar for 3,200, a CPK. It was called CPK. I think it was made in Kenya, Gikomba even. So in my head, I'm like, you know what? Life is too short. Life is too short. This is what I'm going to get. I don't know what my dad is going to say. I don't care. I have been a good boy, I believe. He's not going to chase me out of the house.
Yeah.
But this is what my heart is telling me to do. I'm like, I don't need a phone. It's not that I stay out late at night. Say I finish school and I'm home by 8 p.m. Always, for sure, I am home. So I'm just going to Alliance, you know where I'm going to town, Alliance, then I come back.
And with this guitar now, I'll be home every day.
I'll be home every day. So I buy the guitar and I'm so excited. So excited. Did I have a bag? I don't think I had a bag even, because I didn't realize now, when you buy a guitar, you have to buy strings and then you have to buy a bag, which is extra. So the guitar may be 3,500, but the strings are another 500. A bag is like 1,200. I think I had some money that I topped up to to buy strings, but I didn't have a bag.
You're like, forget the bag for now.
Forget the bag because I need strings is what I need. So I remember asking the guy, which is the most important right now, strings or the bag? He's like, if you want to play, of course the strings. I'm like, okay, cool. So I get the strings and he fixes them for me there. And I go home excited. I get home. My dad looks at me with the guitar and he just starts laughing. He's like, look at this boy. Look at this boy. My mom complains, man. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. I've already bought, I can't return it. This is not the States where goods once bought can be returned.
Yeah.
This one's, once they're sold, that's it. That's it. Yeah, so that's how now I got my first guitar.
Okay. I'm so glad that you brought that up. Because me, I knew you without a guitar.
Yes.
So
I have this guitar already.
Oh, you have this guitar?
I have it at this point. Okay, do you want to go to that point
Yeah,
first?
because you didn't have a guitar at that time.
I didn't have a guitar to perform with.
Okay, but you had this guitar.
I had this one. But then I even came with it. I came with it once, but then it didn't make sense because it's not a semi-acoustic. So I didn't have it. I really could not. I remember, who was it in the band that told me, yeah, you can't use this one? Like,
Blackman.
wow. I think so, yeah.
Okay, then let's go back to this story. So you now buy this guitar.
Yeah.
You go home with it, no phone. What happens now?
Yeah.
Is this the change of now? It's insane. Now you begin.
Now playing properly. So